As the choice starts to become clear, a new question has begun to emerge. What does having Amazon as a neighbor mean for renters and for homeowners? With us now to discuss is Eddie Small, reporter for The Real Deal. Eddie, it's great to have you on Cheddar today.
Thanks for having me.
We kind of know what it means to have Amazon as a neighbor because we have Seattle to look to. And what's happened in Seattle is a rise in home prices, a rise in rental prices, and an increase in homelessness. Not all 100% attributable to Amazon, but Amazon has had a lot to do with the increase in value in property there. What does it mean if HQ2 happens in New York and Crystal City, Virginia?
I think for Long Island City, you're certainly going to see rising rents and rising condo prices. Right now, there's a ton of new large-scale residential development projects coming up in the neighborhood, and it's actually made some brokers a little nervous about oversupply, like too many residential units coming for not enough people. If Amazon does go through with HQ2 in Long Island City, that concern is basically out the window. Like, there's not going to be much worry about these residential units not filling up, and I think that would also mean rents and condo prices would likely increase as well.
Some investors already making real estate investments before this announcement as speculation. So what impact have we seen already in certain locations that thought that they were going to be HQ2?
Are you talking about Long Island City?
Sure, Long Island City. What have you seen so far?
Long Island City's been a pretty popular neighborhood in New York for a while, based largely on a lot of the reasons you heard Amazon mention, or a lot of the reasons you heard reported about why Amazon liked it. It's close to Manhattan, it's got good transportation access, and Manhattan itself is just getting so expensive that you're seeing more and more developers push out into the outer boroughs. So Long Island City has been popular with developers already for quite some time now, and again, assuming this goes through and Amazon's HQ2 ends up there, I think the popularity is just going to increase. I mean, this is a pretty big deal for the real estate market.
So the narrative for the rental real estate market, at least over the last few months, has been that there's going to be a lot of brand new rental apartments coming online, not only with Long Island City, but also with Hudson Yards here in Manhattan. Contextualize the idea of 25,000 people, though, over the course of a few years. Is this the type of event or the type of move that would have a huge impact very quickly? Or is it the type of thing that is much more slow over the next 5 years in terms of raising prices because of the oversupply that we are seeing?
I think it would, I mean, I imagine this will be a very long process, right? Like, the news broke a few days ago, but Amazon, I believe, hasn't even officially confirmed.
No, they haven't even. Yeah.
Long Island City is going to be.
They've been quiet.
Yeah.
But this could not happen at this point.
So I'd imagine it would be a more gradual impact, right? Like, I don't think you're going to see Amazon confirm tomorrow that Long Island City is going to be one of the places for its new headquarters, and then 2 days later, 25,000 new people move into New York all at once. So yeah, I'd imagine it would be more of a gradual impact. Some of the new buildings would start filling up with some of the new employees. There's also not even a guarantee that they would all want to move into Long Island City. Like, New York's a pretty big place. There are a lot of neighborhoods here.
Well, to that point, if Amazon just does choose Long Island City, other tech companies could be drawn to that location as well. How far spread do you see real estate impacts? Does it go all the way to New Jersey suburbs as well? How can we expect the impact?
Yeah, I think it depends on the size of the tech boom that we see here. Like, if it's Amazon first and then that, inspires a lot of other tech companies to come here, I think you would see the spread go pretty far deep into Queens. You could probably see it go out to New Jersey as well. And again, a lot of this stuff has been happening already. Like, kind of a broad trend in New York real estate over the past few years has just been deeper and deeper penetration and spreading into the outer boroughs, into New Jersey, into the Bronx. So a company like Amazon moving in and presumably some other tech companies that follow would probably just continue and strengthen that trend.
What about potential impact on transportation? One of the recurring themes that I saw on Monday night in my Twitter feed was the idea that the 7 train, which is the primary subway that accesses Long Island City and Queens, is already overcrowded.
Yeah.
We know that the parts of the subway are over 100 years old, and it's kind of laughable for us to talk about any improvement in the subway because anyone who has lived in New York knows that that's not something to look forward to at this point. With Amazon coming, what would they do about transportation, and how would they mitigate some of that crowding?
I would imagine.
And if you have the answer to this question, I think the governor probably wants to talk to you.
Run the answer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That being said, I would still love to hear what you have to say.
I mean, I think Amazon has huge clout and a very unique amount of clout in terms of just its size and its influence about getting projects done. One of the things I was asking about yesterday was the Brooklyn Queens streetcar that Mayor de Blasio talked about. Yeah. So there's talk that just Amazon being there would get more motivation behind getting a project like that done, behind improving the subway, just because it's so big, because it has so much money, because it has so much clout. It's hard to guarantee any of that stuff, but I mean, when you have such a big company coming into a neighborhood like that, the city is going to want it to be there, and the city is going to want to try and keep up with its demands infrastructure-wise. And
we can only hope.
Well, I actually have a solution. I thought of a solution. Yeah, just the Amazon drones that never materialized to actually deliver packages could just be reconfigured to deliver people one at a time.
There we go.
Like the glider in Fortnite.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Exactly. All right, Eddie Small, reporter for The Real Deal. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.